Hello everyone, today we are going to discuss about TTC basics. What is TTC? That is trying to conceive. When you think that you want a baby and what you should do, my tips regarding that. When I was planning this child, I felt myself very puzzled. Just because in the whole time, if you are somebody like me, in your 20s, when you make your career, in that time you always keep thinking that you don't want to get pregnant right at this moment, and then suddenly you step into your 30s and get married and everything sorted out, and then you start wondering, why are you not getting pregnant? I have seen many couples who want children, but they give up after some times of trying. So I am going to tell you what you should do and what was my experience regarding this. You can see a short overview of the female reproductive system in the picture. So you see that there are a few components of female reproductive system. First thing is ovary, where your egg is made. Second thing is fallopian tube, where sperm meets egg and fertilization takes place. And then comes uterus, where your child is going to grow. And then you see in the lower part that there is vagina and an opening called cervix. So we will keep this anatomy in our mind when we try to conceive. So from now on onwards, I will use some euphemism. If you think that it is too much information for you, maybe it's time that you decide whether you want to see this video any further or not. So yeah, so you decided that you want to watch this video further. So I tell you that when sex or baby making or baby dancing takes place, the sperm from male organ passes through the vagina of female, and from there the sperm travel from vagina to fallopian tube, and where the fertilization takes place. And this process have a very short window of time. It's just 1 or 2 days a month in which you can say that okay, here fertilization will take place. And when an egg is released from ovary, this process is called ovulation. And when we plan a baby, we have to keep track of the ovulation. So I will not go much in details, and so here are a few suggestions from my side. There are some apps that helps you to monitor or determine the window of female fertility. So what I used was, first thing is called period tracker. If you search period trackers, you will find the app like Clue, Glow, Kindara or Fertility Friend. If you search period tracker, you will get many apps there. Initially, when I was small, in my family there was a tradition that we used to make a few symbols in the calendar that indicated the beginning of the period and the end of the period. So, most simple thing is you can track your period in the calendar. Other thing is, either you can search a period tracker app, and in my case I used Clue for about an year to track my periods. It is very easy to use Clue, but the problem is it is not very accurate, because for planning a baby there are some apps which are very useful. So, and my suggestions are Glow, Kindara or Fertility Friend. I must say that these apps work very well, especially Fertility Friend. A fertility app, when you open a fertility app, there are some parameters that you have to fill in every day. So what is that? First and most obvious thing is your periods. 11 days before starting your period is usually the ovulation date. Another thing is that you have to track down is baby dancing. And my suggestion here is, when you want to conceive a child very positively in that cycle only, then you should not do baby dancing every day or every night. The frequency should be every alternate day. Then comes the parameter which is called BBT or basal body temperature. Basically you get many kind of basal body thermometer in medical shops or online. I use this one, and what was the criteria to use this one was, it is a digital one. It's a digital thermometer. And how you should measure basal body temperature. So when you wake up in the morning, before even going out of the bed, you should take the thermometer and place it under your tongue and leave it for a few minutes, and it will tell you the temperature. You should note down the temperature exactly at that moment only. And when ovulation takes place, you usually see a rise of temperature of 0.1 degrees Celsius or even more. And then comes the other phase, when the implantation takes place. And when the implantation takes place, at that time your temperature rises even more. It again rises to about 0.1 to 0.2 degrees Celsius. And if this doesn't happen, that means that most probably you have not conceived in that cycle. So this is why tracking your body temperature is very, very important when you want to conceive. Then comes cervical mucus. I'm not going to explain this very much, but if you Google this, if you Google cervical mucus, you will get a lot of images. There are two different consistency and color of cervical mucus. You can say that it can be either fertile or non-fertile mucus. So the cervical mucus that is fertile, it shows that ovulation is done, and your body is favoring the sperm to survive, because in fertile mucus, which looks like egg white, the sperm can survive and reach till the fallopian tube and get and fertilize the egg. You can get something called sperm friendly gel in market. In English speaking parts is usually called pre-seed, but I use this one that is available in German markets. It's called Ritex Kinderwunsch gel. So I show you how it is. So it comes in the packing of single dose suppository kind of thing, vaginal suppository kind of thing. So like this, and you just open the head of this tube and insert the whole and empty the whole tube into your vagina before baby dancing. So what you have to do is, maybe before just wash your hands, take your finger, if you want you can use the middle one, and then insert it inside your private part and take it out, and you will have some mucus on your finger. So then you can see if it is like if it is egg white like, that means you are ovulating at this moment and the body is favoring you to make the child. Otherwise use Kinderwunsch gel. Otherwise use sperm friendly gel to conceive. Other thing is the cervical position. If you insert your finger and it goes to until this, then that means the cervical position is high. Medium can be in between these two parts, and when it is low, it's just this much. When your finger is inserted only to this much, then it is low. Then you have to determine whether your cervix is open, closed or medium. I must tell you, open cervix feels like your lips. When you close your lips and then touch, so this is the same feeling that you will get in open cervix. And the closed cervix feel like it's like the skin folds. So if you touch like this, you will feel as if it is closed. And then you have to track if it is soft, medium and firm. So when it is soft like your lips, then it is soft, and when it feels like you are touching your nose, when it feels like you are touching your nose, then it is firm. And then there are other physical parameters too. For example, if you are feeling emotional, if you are baby dancing, or what medications are going on, or if you do smoking, alcohol, etc. And then there are some more factors that you have to consider. Then there are some more factors that you have to track down. So this can be exercise, medication, smoking, alcohol, etc. And when your temperature starts increasing, what you have to do is you can use ovulation test. There are two kind of ovulation tests that can be either cheap or that you can get online, and it can be the costly one like Clear Blue test available online or in your nearby medical stores. So you see, there are two kind of Clear Blue test. The pink one, and it shows results in only 2 terms. Like when it is a smiley face, that means ovulation is happening, and when there is no smiling face, that means ovulation is not happening at that day. And then Clear Blue Purple. Clear Blue Purple have 3 kind of window display. When it is empty, then that means that your fertility is low, and when the smiley is blurred and like a sun, that means you have high fertility and ovulation is about to happen. And the third window shows peak fertility and a smiley, that means ovulation is happening on that day. So I really loved using this Clear Blue ovulation test because it gives you very good idea of your fertility. So I would recommend Clear Blue Purple to test your fertility. Then there in cheap ovulation test, you get some results like this. When both lines are dark, that means ovulation is happening. So my tip is, you can when you doubt that when you think that ovulation is about to happen but you are not confirmed, then you can perform the cheap ovulation test. And when you are confident that okay, you got a positive in the ovulation test, then you can use the clear blue one, so that you can determine so that you can save some money in this whole process. And then after and then you keep tracking your basal body temperature. And after there are usually two kind of pregnancy tests. They can be either, the pregnancy test can be digital, or the pregnancy test can be digital, or it can be analog, or the strip kind of pregnancy test. So here is another example of clear blue pregnancy test. There two lines determine whether you are pregnant or not. It's the positive one, and then it's the negative one. And here you see DPO is written. What is the meaning of DPO? The meaning of DPO is day past ovulation. So when you have successfully determined the day of your ovulation, then you have to calculate the day. I didn't wanted to rush so much on 6 DPO, but I performed the pregnancy test and it was negative. And it was negative. I performed the pregnancy test and it was negative, because I wanted to go to dental treatment. Here is another tip for you. During pregnancy, your teeth get really sensitive. So if you have any existing tooth related problem, you should visit your dentist as soon as possible and tell him or her that you want to conceive a child, so that he or she can avoid the x-ray and such kind of dangerous medicines that can harm your fertility. And then this one is positive one, and this test I did personally before on 8th day past ovulation. So I suggest the same thing to you, that you should perform your pregnancy test not before 7th day past ovulation. Then there are two kind of pregnancy tests. One is called early detection, or Schwangerschaft test in German, and that detects the pregnancy before missing your periods. And then the other kind include the late detection, or the simple pregnancy test, or Schwangerschaftsschnell test, that determines pregnancy after you miss your periods. So obviously the first one is more sensitive. So use these pregnancy tests accordingly. If you want to test your if you want to test your pregnancy before missing your period, then please use early detection test. And if you already missed your periods, then use normal pregnancy test. Something called menstrual cup. I tell you, usually this is just a cup which is compatible with this is a menstrual cup. This is how it usually looks like. And sometimes it's so when your cervix is not open, you have to do something to open your cervix. So this is going to help you to open your cervix. I also felt that my cervix was not opening enough. So what I did was, after baby dancing, I inserted this in my part and slept with my raised legs. So maybe this can help you conceive. You can do this. And another way to open your cervix is to eat a pineapple on the day of ovulation. So it depends how much you want to eat, but eat as much as pineapple on that day only, and after that you should not eat pineapple. For example, I would like to advise a few more things. First, don't do much exercise when you are at the later part. When you are expecting implantation, don't do much exercise. Walking is fine, but please no running or any heavy weight lifting and such things. Just help your body to adjust with this situation. And even in the first trimester, don't do much exercising. Second, usually people consider that amount of the consumption of caffeine is okay when you want to conceive, but I don't advise this. Please limit the consumption of caffeine. In fact, I didn't had caffeine for many weeks, and until now, when I am going to reach third trimester, I am not drinking even black tea. So, and I will make a video and let you know that what kind of tea are safe in the pregnancy, and what kind of tea I didn't even used. I didn't even use during pregnancy. That's it. I want to send a lot of baby dust for you, and I really wish that you get your wish fulfilled and you get a healthy baby and a healthy pregnancy as I had. I would like to include some tips for men too. First thing first, you should not take so much stress. Second, please avoid smoking because it interferes with the quality of sperms. Third, try to do some exercise. Fourth, have some nutritious food, and if you like, you can try adding some multivitamins, like you can try having some multivitamins. So here are the one more tip is to use prenatal vitamins. Here is the prenatal vitamin that I used. Please don't confuse it with other multivitamins, because it may interfere with your fertility. So you can have a special multivitamin for pregnancy and conceiving. For example, in German market, you always get you get Femi Baby. It's a bit costly, but it's a good multivitamin. And then iron supplement, especially folic acid supplements, are really very important. So I use this sometime. You should take iron supplements because the presence of folic acid prevents early stage miscarriages. So in order to avoid such kind of problems, you should have folic acid from the day you want to conceive, or prenatal vitamin from the day you want to conceive, so that your iron level will be high. Okay, so it helps. You should take prenatal vitamins. These are the prenatal vitamins, and I wish you all a lot of baby dust, and I wish that your dream come true. You have a happy, healthy baby and a very happy and healthy pregnancy. Please subscribe to my channel, Indian Soul, and I will put my social media links. If you want, you can follow my Facebook page. You can follow my Twitter, and please let me know how do you like this video. Please comment below, and here is the red button, that means subscribe. So please subscribe to my channel, and yes, lots of baby dust for all of you, and best wishes to all of you. Have a nice day. Bye.